Oh, hey guys. So I'm here shooting my time-lapse at 1000mm towards the London skyline that looks absolutely insane from here. And while I was scrolling my phone, I saw the news about the Z5. What it is, it's all rumors at the moment. And I thought, you know what? Let me tell you why I think the Z5, the Nikon Z5, will be my next camera. One of my cameras. I'm here shooting a time-lapse on my Z6 with the 2x teleconverter and the 500mm PF lens towards the London skyline, and this video is being shot on my second Z6 with the latest 20mm f1.8s lens, which I absolutely love because of the depth of field it gives, especially for vlogging. And yes, I do have two Z6s that I've purchased from Nikon. And one thing that has to be mentioned why I think I am freely able to talk about my impressions of these rumors about the Nikon Z5 is that I actually have worked with Nikon UK a few times. I've been invited to the launch events of the D850, of the Z6 and 7, even the latest Z50 about a year ago. But there seemed to be no event happening about the Z5 or whatever the next camera is going to be, yet rumors are circulating on NikonRumors with quite a detailed spec sheets and mock-ups of how the camera will look. So just by reading these spec sheets, I've actually started seeing quite a lot of positives why I think I might add the Z5 as my third body for shooting time-lapses. As you may or may not know, I shoot time-lapses professionally. Let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Michael Thomas. I'm a London-based cityscape architecture and time-lapse photographer. So time-lapse features of the two Z6 bodies that I've got were the specific choices and reasons why I decided to go with two Z6s. Shooting the 4K video in body mode rather than processing RAWs was one of the crucial features that I decided to go with the Z6s. But there was a few drawbacks that some other cameras actually did that the Z6 couldn't do. Yeah, I decided to overlook them for now, and some of them actually were sorted, yet the Z5 might actually overcome these completely and be the perfect body to shoot time lapses. So yeah, everything pretty much seems to be the same. The sensor, the back illuminated screen, potentially there's going to be IBIS. They seem to think there's going to be IBIS. Same amount of megapixels, probably the same qualities in photo modes. They say that in video there will be a crop, but the most important thing for me that is changed about the Z5 compared to Z6 is that you will be able to power it by USB-C compared to the Z6s that only charge the batteries when the camera is off. So with the Z5, you're potentially going to be able to just use power banks to go as long as you can, as long as your memory can save the amount of raw times from day to night. If you switch power banks and in between the battery will be powering the camera, and then you switch another power bank, you can possibly going forever. And that will definitely be the huge factor that can be the main feature of why the Z5 is going to be the perfect time-lapse camera. Because how the Z6 do it is, well, you can use one battery and that's it. Or what lately has slightly overcome this problem is the battery pack, where you could have two batteries under one camera and you could hot swap them. So if one was dying, you could take one out and then replace it with another one while the second battery was still continuing to operate and power the camera. But it's the extra touching of the body that might introduce the shake that you don't want in time-lapse. Hence, yeah, solving it by doing exactly what another camera that quite a lot of time-lapse photographers recommend is the Sony A7 Mark III. Just charges by USB-C. So that's something I was quite jealous of not having on the Z6. But the Z5 is rumored to be able to power the camera by USB-C from an external power bank. So that is an immensely crazy good feature for any time-lapse photographer. And speaking about long-term time-lapses, like overnight, day to night to day, for example, shooting some Milky Ways or some cool locations, well, you can have an interval very long that you're not going to take too many pictures. If you want a smooth, long video, then you have to buy these insanely expensive QXD card. and they're not that big as well. I think the biggest ones at the moment is a 256 gigabytes, and it's ridiculously expensive. It's like £500 or 450, while the Z5 is rumored to have not one but two SD UHS 2 card slots. So that is amazing, because I've actually already have SD 512 gigabyte cards, and I can just get another one, and that will allow me so much memory that I will be able to shoot overnight, or more than for even 24 hours if I have a client that would require me to shoot such a time lapse, while everything would just be beautifully powered by USB-C, so the camera could just be going and going and going. And also because the Z5 is potentially going to be like the little brother of a Z6, and they took away quite a few things like the top LCD, and they moved the dial onto that space. It's going to be apparently slightly smaller and lighter, and for that reason, apparently, it's meant to be cheaper than the Z6. The NikonRumors website suggests it's going to be around $1,400 compared to a new Z6 body being currently $1,600. But it might be cheaper, it might be somewhere slightly higher than the Z50, which is $900. I'm thinking actually it's going to be between $1,200 to maybe $1,400, which is brilliant. So you're getting everything that the Z6 does in terms of photo qualities in a smaller, lighter body that can do some other things that the Z6 can't. So that is absolutely brilliant. And lastly, things that I'm sort of disappointed about. However, they're still rumors, so we don't know which of them will turn to be true. Well, the first thing is the video cropped. Apparently 1.7 crop in 4K. Is it a disappointment? I don't know why would have done it. Maybe it's just a rumor. However, for me, actually, it might be a positive feature, because the Z6 can do DX mode in 4K, which is then 1.5 crop. So if I wanted to shoot slightly longer 4K, I could just use the Z5 and have 1.7 crop. So in a way, not really a negative. The rumors also say there's going to be no slow-mo. So yeah, again, that is a negative, I guess. You sometimes like slow-mo. Another thing that could be a slight disadvantage and a negative is they're introducing a new battery, apparently, a C mode, which is completely different to the Z6 or the Z7 or the D850. So is it a negative? Probably not, again, because that will be overcome by being able to charge by USB-C, so you won't have to buy multiple batteries like I had to for the Z6. So in a way, not really an issue. And the last thing that's somewhat a potential disappointment is I hope that they really do not announce a Z5. You may be asking why. Well, rumors are speculating that Sony is announcing their killer, video killer, the A7s Mark III, while Canon is leaking specs about their new R5 camera that's going to be shooting 8K and all sorts of crazy raw in-body modes, while Nikon's only rumored to announce their Z5, which is their little brother, cheaper model from the Z6. I really wish that Nikon was releasing something like a Z8 or a Z9, that's the pro-level, top-of-the-line camera, but we're only hearing rumors about the Z5, so yeah, that is quite a disappointment. I hope that this will not turn out to be true. Whatever it is, a cheaper body, more entry-level body to full-frame cameras, being the Z5 and being exactly the same as the Z6s, minus a few features that some people might not actually take advantage of, might be the killer camera that will definitely switch some people from the cheapest entry full-frame model of other brands into the Nikon Z5. And let me stop you there. Just as I thought that I finished that video and that would be it, I go to the next location to shoot my last time-lapse of the day, and I see another post on the NikonRumors website about the Nikon Z6s and the Z7s with the incremental updates to the cameras, apparently to be released later this year, with 4K 60 as well as dual QXD or CF Express card slots, and USB-C powering of the cameras rather than just charging as the Z6s at the moment, with everything else pretty much apparently staying the same. Me myself as a time-lapse photographer, I thought the Z5 might be quite cool as a cheaper option with all the features and more of the Z6, but now seeing that the Z6s will be released together with the Z7s, however with just minimal incremental improvements, most likely they're going to be more expensive. So yeah, Nikon has something down in the pipeline that's better than the Z6 and the Z7, but it's not quite the Z8 or 9 some people were speculating also on rumor websites. If you enjoyed sort of my speculations and my first impressions based on rumors about these 3 new cameras that potentially Nikon's going to release soon, give it a like, comment with your ideas, what you think about these 3 new cameras potentially being released sometime in the near future, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh yeah, one last thing I forgot to mention. If you stayed this long into the video, thanks a lot for staying here, and here's the time lapse that I got from this angle. And also the previous one that I got while I was here. It literally is always like that. When I go out to shoot a long telephoto, 500 or 1000, somewhere far away to shoot the London skyline time-lapse, the clouds go insanely pink, and I should have been shooting wide, really somewhere closer towards London, but yeah, that's just my luck.